Welcome back, everyone, to Pint Party, the Twitch channel. God damn it! I was thinking about this for the last couple of days. I'm like, I need a proper intro, and I came up with one. Okay, I'm just gonna say it, and then y'all can tell me what you think. Because the podcast intro is "Welcome to Pint Party, a podcast designed to turn a beer and a chat into a tax write-off." But I feel like that doesn't work with a Twitch channel. Like that, you've got to come up with something a little bit. I want to come up with something different anyway, but in the same vein. So I was thinking like, "Welcome to Pint Party, a Twitch channel designed to turn a game and a gimmick into a tax write-off." So it's got the same kind of alliteration and stuff there, but it's like the first one, turning a beer into chat one, the podcast one, that took me a while to like get that down and commit it to muscle memory. And the problem is when I try and change it, the muscle memory kicks in and goes, no, you need to say this. It's like I can almost say it without even thinking. And so that's a problem. If I got to come up with something, maybe I need to come up with something different for the Twitch channel. Oh my god, yes. Oh, might notice the can's a little different. This is like Monster Zero Ultra. That's honestly my favorite energy drink right now. Of the sugar-free ones, I should say. It's my favorite of the sugar-free ones. The back when I used to like drink sugary energy drinks, which I haven't done in a long time now. Like I decided to cut down on sugar like about a year ago. And it's been great, honestly. Like, it's been a really good thing to do. Anyway, of the sugary ones, though, like the original flavored Rockstar is like my absolute, it's just beautiful. But of the sugar-free ones, like Monster Zero Ultra is the best. Which is funny because the sugar version of it, which is your regular old Monster, is above and beyond the worst. But they were on special when I went grocery shopping a couple of days ago, and they were on special, and I was like, super excited. So yeah, I'm having a good week so far. And it is the start of a brand new week. For me, at least. It's Thursday. We're going to be streaming today, tomorrow, Sunday, and Monday. And hopefully we're going to be recording Pint Party on Saturday. I got that all lined up like a good little producer. But right now... Oh, and in terms of like producing, I also made sure to open all of my manuals for this game before I started the stream, which was really, really great. But I didn't open it to the Exa language reference guide, which is kind of what is the whole point of this. Anyway, right now, I haven't even started this next level. I have no idea what we're doing. What are we doing? Create a hit single by inserting it into the playlists of multiple radio stations. Okay, right. Let's do that. I've been analysing television and radio broadcasts, and I have a few questions. Finally, my degree gets put to use. Yes, I am the person you should talk to about this. Ask away. First of all, why do some things become popular while others don't? Ooh, that's a big one. That's a big question. Let's see, what are we... Good work finds its fans. The masses like anything. Big media conglomerates push some artists and abandon others. It's a little a column A, B, and C, kind of. But there are big exceptions to that rule with the democratization of media through YouTube and Twitch and stuff like that. But then you might also make the counter argument that those are just big media conglomerates pushing artists in another way. But like, I mean, also the theory holds that like there's 6 billion people on the planet. If you're into something, odds are there's a million other people into it as well. So you can do all right like that. But also, I mean, good work tends to rise to the top as well. But geez. I feel like it's funny because the cyberpunk answer would be this one, maybe the high-tech, low-life answer. But also, like, I mean, the masses like anything. That's kind of a bit more of a skeptical view of humanity. And keeping in mind as well that we're trying to, like, make Ember not turn into Skynet. That's just, like, that's the goal. Is, like, no Skynet. Not today. Not today. So maybe good work finds its... okay, let's do that one. Good work finds its fans. So it's based on the work's intrinsic merit? We should test this. Think we could pick a random pop song and make it a hit? Yeah, we absolutely can. called manufacturing. Okay, so connect to each radio station and replace every song in the playlist with "Can't Not Get Over You" by Me to You. Okay, yep. Each song in a playlist consists of 2 keywords, the song name and the artist name, right. A list of phone numbers for the radio stations is available in file 301. Why do I want... Oh, yes, okay, right. Note that exes in global mode can only communicate if there is a path of links connecting them. Hey, Cetrus, what's up? Or Akacetrus? What do you prefer? Cetrus, Akacetrus, Cacetrus? I feel like the S, tells me that's the start. Yeah, Cetrus. Yeah, I figured. Yeah, Cetrus, what's up, dude? I just jumped into this. I'm just reading the objective right now, figuring out what I gotta do. For more information, see hacker skills, modem control at the direct. Okay, right. So there's an article. Let's go down. Let's get past all the Redshift stuff because I don't care. Wonder disk. Okay, no, not us. Modem control at the direct level. Is there anything in here that nothing in here seems to jump out. Okay, no, I don't. Yeah, I think what we got to do. Okay, so we got the. Okay. No, I think I am gonna. Oh, also known as, right? Okay, that makes sense. Okay, cool. All right. I think I'm gonna have to really quickly look over the manual because I think the one thing I need to know is how long each phone number is. So let's look at for that. What kind of control? We have a dial register that takes 1 digit at a time. Establishing connections, using the other end. Okay, cool. It's 1 string, 472 is the start of a number. Yeah, but I don't know how many numbers are in a phone number. 11. Okay. Oh, so is it just one line is a phone number? Is that? Oh, yeah, you're right. Okay, right. So 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Okay. Because knowing that it's 11 means we could effectively put that on a counter. Yeah, I should have just kept... I figured it would be in the manual. Like, usually the manual would be like, a phone number is so many numbers, blah, blah, blah. Like, they'd have some, in-universe reason for it not to be 11 numbers. Or maybe it is 11 numbers or whatever. I figured there'd be some flavor text to give me something there, but there isn't. Okay. So... I think the way to do this is going to be... Again, each puzzle seems to, is building on the last one. And the one we did before this was the library project, which had us, kind of constantly communicating, where am I, what am I doing, blah, 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 blah. Changing the songs in the playlist is going to be actually really, really straightforward because all we kind of need to do is we could set that to a loop of it saying, okay, give me the song name, give me the artist name. I'm going to test for the end of the file. Am I at the end? No. Give me the song name, give me the artist name, and just rewrite all the way through. And I suppose you just kind of war dial it, like you would just sort of... Yeah. I have played Shenzhen.io, but the language is similar but different in quite a few ways. Anyway, so we got to dial and then go in, grab the file, replace it. So that I think the replacing bit's going to be pretty straightforward. But how do we dial? I think. Well, we can just leave. But then then in the cleanup step, I gotta do a whole thing. So I think we need 2 exes just to make it easy, because. Okay, and that's got that. Yeah, I think just 2 exes will probably be the best way to do this because. Oh my god, My nose keeps threatening to sneeze. I'm like, well, then just do it, and then it won't. Ugh. Make up your damn mind, nose. Bane of my existence. Well, not really, but like, it's certainly one of my least favorite parts of my body. I'll tell you that. Although, no, not too bad. I got a really good sense of smell, which is pretty great sometimes, but really bad at other times. But then it also means that, like, at the drop of a hat, it'll just be like, you need to sneeze now. Great. Cool. Which is then completely distracting from my train of thought. Okay. So I think Exba is going to grab a file. I'm going to grab 301. Did you use voice command? I did that in the last one. No, was it in the last one or the one before? In the one with the tech redshift, when we had to crack it, I went back after the stream because I had a thought. I was like, could I make this more efficient? And I could using the void command. Using the void command here might be good for. Nah. I think we'll stick with, like, you know, sending kill codes. But, like, yeah, we'll see. We'll see where we get up to. I think right now though, let's just get the dialer. Let's get phone numbers going. Which we might need to put into. Yep. Yeah, mate. Yep. I'm an Australian. Yep. Let me guess. You thought I was from London? I had an American say that to me before. I was in Los Angeles, and they were like, "Are you from London?" I'm like, no, sir. I certainly am not. Oh yeah. Well, for me, it's like 2:00 in the afternoon. Like, it's a perfectly reasonable time to start a stream. Is it? I don't actually know. Like, when is a good time to start a stream? Like, I started at 2 in the afternoon and I streamed for a couple of hours just because it's fun. And it's like a good way to build a routine. But I mean, like, in all seriousness, like, when do, like, quote unquote proper streamers, like, actually start? It's like a 9 to 5, but I've seen them, like, do like 12 hours. I don't know if I can do a 12-hour stream. I don't even know if I can play video games for 12 hours straight anymore. I used to do that all the time when I was a teenager. Like, 24-hour LANs. Oh yeah, those were good days. But I tried to do that once recently, and, like, I just was just like, I just want to go to bed. Oh, like, I'm not 16 anymore. Oh, okay, cool. So this is like your, like, grab. Well, then be a Melburnian, grab a cup of coffee, sit down, and watch someone write code. Like, yeah, cool. That's about as Melburnian as it gets. Okay. But let's push forward. So we grab the file. We might need to put this in. We'll definitely have to put this into a loop, but, like, let's not right now. Let's just make it work. Grab 301, and then actually no. Before I grab 301, I'm going to copy 11 into the X register because we're going to use that as a counter to count down how many numbers. Just to make sure that we've listed out the whole number, and then we can do stuff. But we want that kind of outside of the loop, but we need to jump back to... it doesn't matter, whatever. Yeah, marks count as a separate line of code. I know, it's really annoying. And, like, I mean, I've been going over my size, like, a fair bit. Although not too much. Like I said, I went back and I, like, revised some of the code in the previous levels just because, like, I was messing around with the void command. And I was able to get it down for one of them to, like, 54 out of 50. I was like, that's pretty good. So, it wasn't too bad. But yeah, I mean, marks counting as a separate line of code. No, it makes sense. It makes sense. They want you to, like, minimize your reliance on loops and stuff like that. But I'm not too fussed about getting, like, the highest score. I just want to, like, for me, what matters more is, like, can you solve the puzzle? And it's like the elegance of that solution matters less over, like, does it work? Does it get you what you want? Does it accomplish your goal? Okay, so we grab 301, and then we'll need to basically start a loop of copying numbers over. So copy F to M, and then we'll have to test if X is equal to 0, and then false, it'll do a jump. So we'll call this dial, But we will need, actually, because once it dials, yeah. So that'll have to. So if false, jump into dial, like that. But this can be phone, so, or phone book, we'll call it. And that gives us a place to jump to there, and that's basically what we want. Like, because at the end of all of this, we're going to drop that file because we need to pick up file 300. So we'll do, so yeah, so we've got our phone book, which copies 11 to the X, that gives us our counter. Oh, wait a minute, whoopsie daisy. Copy F to M. We need to do a subtraction or this will never work. So we're going to subtract from X 1, write that back to X, so that's our countdown. Then we test if X equals 0, and then we dial. I might need to move the subtraction, maybe? No, I shouldn't. No, I shouldn't. That should work. If it doesn't, I might move the subtraction. So that's a whole thing. Then when it equals 0 and it's true, it'll fall through, and then we'll drop the file 301, and then we're going to grab which file is it? File 300. Okay, and then we'll need to send what's in there over the M register. So we will we're going to mark this as a loop as well. So mark this as we'll just call it song. Mark it a song. And what we'll do is we'll copy F to M, and then we'll copy F to M, and then we will seek -2, because that'll take us back to the beginning of the file. Is it -2 or -1? Hang on, because it'll read that, get to here, and it'll get technically past the end of the file, and then it'll go 1, 2. Or will it go 0, 1, 2? Let's set it, well, I mean, even if it does, it doesn't matter. 2 will get us all the way back to the start of the file, so, and it won't go past that point, so it literally doesn't matter. Yeah. Okay, so it'll do that, and then we need to test if what's going to come back over the M signal is equal to -9999. That's our kill code. And if true, jump to phone book, because that will restart our entire loop. Otherwise, it's just going to jump back into song. Okay, so I think that's pretty much everything Exba needs to do. Oh no, actually it doesn't. Because we need a way to break out of this. That's true. Could add an extra line of code. I'm trying to be somewhat aware of size. Just even though I literally just said who cares, I'm trying to be somewhat aware of it, just because that's just the mark of good programming, you know. But I think let's just make the thing work, and then we'll get it. So what we'll do is we'll copy M to X. Yeah. This is now bad. So we'll copy M to X. In fact, why did I type it over? Whatever. We'll copy M to X, and that's going to be it receiving a signal back from Exa. And we will then test if that if X is equal to -9999, which isn't a kill code, that's a reset code. Oh, yeah, okay. If true, jump to phone book. We will do a second test if that is false. We will test if it is equal to test if X is equal to, let's just say 9999, because why not? And if true, jump to an end, which we will mark. We'll mark mark end, and we'll just have nothing there. Because I used to write halt in, but then I realized that once it reaches the end of an instruction set, it'll just blow itself up anyway. So like that is just as good as writing mark end halt. Like, yeah. That can just go and it'll be fine. But what we do need to do is we need to drop this file at the end of it as well. So phone book needs to have an extra instruction in it. Drop. Which, if it's not holding anything, I don't think will cause it to freak out. Maybe it does. No file is held. Okay, it does cause it to freak out. Right. Right. Okay. How do I get it to drop what it's holding, but keeping a nice loop? Maybe instead of seek, I drop it. Because that would just reset. I mean, that's going to reset its tracking anyway. Because it'll then start again from the start of the file. So, but I don't want to. Yeah, but see, I don't want to drop it there in case I have to jump back. Actually, so can I just Control Z that? Yeah, okay. I don't want to drop it there before I've done my test. Because, well, actually, yeah. Why not? So maybe instead of doing it in dial, let's grab that, put it in here. Yeah, actually, here we go. This works. Drop. So we've got no file in our hands. We're copying our X register. If it is the continuation, it'll go back to, if it isn't, if it's the kill code, it goes back to the phone book and goes, okay, I need to do all of this. I need to grab the phone book and get the next song. Otherwise, if it's neither of these, which we'll just have it send over like one or whatever. So if it's not the, well, that we'll make that the continuation. And I like to have the kill code as negative 9999. So if it's the continue on, give us the next, song, it'll jump over. To the next, give us the next number, or it'll say, kill it, we've done everything we need to do. You can predefine X and T register values. I've done that here, so you can see here, like in the phone book, what I'm doing is I'm copying 11 over to X first, like straight up, right off the bat. And that's so that I've got my counter ready to go for dialing my number. You can do it with the T register as well, and you can do stuff with it, but the problem with doing it in the T register is that it's a bit dangerous. It's a bit more volatile. Because the second you test something, whatever's in your T register gets wiped out to give you like a 1 or a 0 for true or false. So if I absolutely need a second register, I'll put something in the T register, but only really temporarily, and I'll move it out of there before I do any testing of anything. Otherwise it'll just get wiped, and that's really bad. Okay, so that should pretty much be, that's Exburst sorted. So and Exburst is just going to sit here and do its thing. But now we need Exa to like go forth. It is pretty handy. It is handy to do. I just try and avoid doing it because it's I don't want to rely on it because it is volatile. So link 800. So that's just going to jump straight over before it does any kind of loops, because we'll have it just blow itself up. Okay, so now, remember this is going to go do that, and then it's going to start copying stuff over. So we're going to copy, we need to tell Exa when to jump. We haven't written that in to the dial sequence. That's okay. We put it here, basically, is where we would put it. It's not that big of a deal. So we're going to copy M to dial. And then we're going to no. Here's what we're going to do. we're going to copy M to the X register. We're going to test if X is equal to 9999. And then if it's false, it'll do things, but otherwise what it'll do is fall through and copy X over to dial. And then it'll start that whole loop again. So this will be the dial loop as well. If true, jump to song, we'll call that one, because that's again, it's just to keep, so we understand which bit of code's happening for where. Otherwise it'll copy that and then jump back into dial. Whoop, sorry about that. Yeah, there we go. Okay, and then we're gonna have song, but like, I think that's all that needs to do. Yeah. Well, actually, no, because we need. Well, no, because what we'll do is we'll mark. So instead of song, we'll call this one enter, which will be a link 800, and this will jump to enter. And then we're going to do a song loop. So that's just so like once it's dialed in and connected, I'm pretty sure it says in the manual that once you've got a connection, yeah. Okay, right. So after establishing a connection, as soon as you exit the computer, you should be able to traverse the 800 link to connect to the remote host. Okay, writing -1 to the dial hangs up the modem, and this will break the connection. Okie dokie. So we'll need to do that as well before we get the next number, because obviously you got to hang up the phone before you dial the next number. Which I'm pretty sure is still true with mobile phones today. Well, not really, because people will be like, "Let's conference call." Like that's a whole thing on iPhones. Back in the old days, though, or even then, that wasn't true. Back in the old days, conference calling was kind of a thing. But like most ordinary people didn't do it. Most ordinary people, if you wanted to talk to more than one person, you had to hang up on one person and then call the other person. And this is still true in this. Like this isn't a party line. Okay, so for song, once we've entered, we then need to. Oh wait a minute, actually, we can put in the enter one. Grab 200. Because, yep, they're all 200. That's good. Okay. So then, we're going to be doing a lot of copying, which will be like, okay, 1, 2, 1, 2. Yeah, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 2. No, I don't look like an Englishman. No, I wouldn't look like an Englishman because my father's Scottish and my mother's Irish. So I would assume not. Although you might not. I wouldn't be surprised if you mistook me for Scandinavian, because at some point some hoary old Viking put his leg over one of my ancestors, and that's why I've got blonde hair. So, right. What am I doing? Okay, I'm doing the song. So I need to write in. What am I writing in? I suppose it's the same as the dial, I guess. Copy. No, because we're not testing for a kill code just yet, are we? We're going to send the kill code. Yeah. Oh, I see. There are technically like a bunch of different languages in the across the British. I read it was like a tip today. I learned on Reddit. It was like I think there's like 10 languages in the British Isles, and like even if you go, okay, well, except for if we exclude the if we exclude like Welsh and Irish Celtic and Scottish Gaelic and stuff like that, just in England alone, there are a few languages. Patrick Stewart actually used to speak one of them when he was a kid. If you go and look up, there was an interview where he talks about like how he used to speak as a child, like the language he spoke, and it was kind of like a really old English sort of a thing, but like in these kind of little tiny villages, it was still spoken. No idea what that video is called. I know it's on YouTube somewhere, but yeah, Patrick Stewart does a really good like kind of just sort of an primer on like what's going on there. Copy M2X. Hang on a minute. How is the song? Because we're just sending it straight over, but we're not sending over. Accents. Okay. Yeah. That can be a bit tricky. Yeah. Fair enough. Yeah. There's a lot more like differentiation between like different parts of England than there are in Australia. I've been told there are like certain differences, and I mean there kind of are, but for me it's really like a difference between like people born in the city and people born in the countryside. Although that being said, though, apparently Adelaide has a different accent because they weren't a penal colony, and they like to like remind everyone else in Australia of that when they were first founded, and so they were all like, all the fancy people went to Adelaide, and they all speak all high and hoity-toity. Apparently, I don't know. I've never heard it. I mean, I went to Adelaide precisely once, and I was sick the entire time. So all I can tell you is, personally, I'm allergic to Adelaide. But I couldn't tell the difference between the way I spoke and the way they spoke. But some people claim there is, and there are some slight changes. Like you can get like real like upper class and lower class accents and stuff, and you can go full on Crocodile Dundee and be like, mate, how you going? Grab me. That's not a knife. This is a knife. Oh, I see you've played Knifey Spoony before. But like, I mean, I've yet to meet someone who speaks like that on the regular without like, just having a gimmick. So we copy M to X. Yep. Yep. And then, all right. And then we're going to, oh, right. Okay. So we may as well just copy M to F then. Copy M to F, because that's just going to happen. Then it's, all right. Then we need to send back a signal. Right, how are we going to do that? So we need to test if we're at the end of the file. Oh, short letter there. Test end of file. I watch several British TV shows, and in some of them, all people speak pretty good English. And some of them, I have to rewind 10 times to even get what they're talking. Yeah, it totally depends on which part of England they're like in, so to speak. The television show is set in. You'll hear a lot more variety in accents. Which is just something, like I said, it's a lot less common here in Australia, in that sort of a thing. But you can't act like America is sort of like immune to this, because holy damn, I was watching Tiger King, and like there were a couple of people there where it was like I needed to put on subtitles to understand what they were saying. Actually, the one show I remember, it was a reality show that they played. What was it called? Swamp People or something. It was about a bunch of people out in the Everglades. And they were like, gator hunting and stuff like that. And like for some of those people, like they just had, like, this is on free-to-air television here, broadcast television. They just had subtitles on. And it's like you needed those subtitles, like hooly dooly. Some of them are tricky. Test for the end of file. But if it's true, I suppose we need to create a next. We need to create like a next thing, don't we? We need to mark like next number or something. We'll change that, maybe. But true, jump to next number. Oh, no spaces. Okay. So if true, jump to next number. Otherwise, it's going to fall through. And we're going to copy, because it's still waiting on a continuation code, for an X number code or a kill code. But if it's neither of those, it's just going to jump back. So we just like literally copy 1 to M. It doesn't matter. We just say, okay, give us the next thing, and then jump back into song. Okay. And then that'll just, because we want to replace, is it every song? Yeah, replace every song. Okay, yeah. So that's going to do that. That's just going to replace every song. So for next number though, we need to send, what do we need to send over? 9999. So we need to, so we need to drop the file that we're holding. I forgot to do that once. I forgot to like put in the drop the file, and it was like, you can't leave, you can't take this file out of here, and it blew up my exit. And I was like, what the heck? Like what's going on? I thought my code was good. It's like, no, it wasn't. You forget one command and the whole thing just goes sideways. So we drop the file. Make sure we do that. I suppose we may as well copy over the next number thing to M at this time, and then we're going to link -1, and then we're going to copy -1 into dial, and that's going to terminate the connection for remember, because this is all happening once we've done this. Once we've replaced every song, we need to like exit and reset ourselves to like basically jump back to the start. And it is -1. I'm not going crazy. Writing -1 to dial hangs up the modem. Yep. So we need to hang up the modem. So basically we need to we've been talking on the phone, having a good old chin bag, having a bit of a gas bag, and then we go, okay, we're done now. Bye. Hang up the phone. But now we're going to pick up the phone again and start dialing the next sequence of numbers. And it's received that, and it's going to start doing that. So, I think once it's done all of that, it can just jump into, oh dear. Actually, because it's waiting for the kill code from here. So, you know what? Because this is, hang on a minute, is every, because it doesn't, yeah, but there's always the same number of stations. Okay. This is good. We can make this, I'd say, I do have a tendency to over-engineer. I absolutely do. But that's because I suck at mathematics, and so there's probably like a really elegant mathematical solution to all of this, and I don't know how to do it, so I just do it all like step by step by step. I mean, I was also raised with the concept that computers are dumb. Like, people think of computers as being, oh, they're so smart, they can do so many things. Like, no, computers are dumb. They do exactly what you tell them to do. They are the very definition of malicious compliance. No, it's not super mathematical, but there's like a lot of numbers involved, and that like intimidates my brain. I'm a word person, so like this is just, yeah. Oh, I absolutely 100% do not know some things. Like 100%. Oh my god, that is so true. But I think we can make a counter here to figure out if we're like needing to like halt. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so what we're gonna do is before we do any jumping, hang up the phone, add to X1, write that to X. Yeah, like I could do that. Oh, wait a minute. I see what you mean. Yeah, but like I thought about that, but then in terms of cleanup afterwards, because remember we have to leave no trace, I would then have to add an instruction for wiping that file and then halting the exa. Or at least at the very least wiping the file. So I have to delete the phone book. And that's just an extra instruction that I don't need if I leave the phone book inside here. Although, would that ultimately save me more instructions than calling over? I think the solution is going to work. Let's just move through it. The other thing is, the other reason why like my solutions aren't super. Yeah, it is 1 million more cycles and instructions. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Yeah. Yeah, I could try and make this more efficient, but like again, I'm pretty confident that like this. I mean, I know this solution's kind of dirty, but like it's gonna work. I'm very confident of that. And if it doesn't, then well, once we've got a solution that like it goes test works. It's like we can go to new solution. We can change this to new solution 2, and like make it finish first, review later. Yeah, that's it. That's what I'm thinking. Yeah, we'll finish it and then we'll review it and try and make it more like clean and make it better. I might actually do that as a whole separate stream, like go through like all the way back to the first level and like now once we've completed everything and just like see how much better we can make all of our code once we've run through it and we know kind of like the full gamut of like what we can do. I think that'd be a whole fun stream just on its own, like a finale, you know, just to review all the code. I think that'd be fun. Okay, so we're gonna add 1 and then we're gonna test if x is equal to 8, because that's the number of stations. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yes. And if false, then it'll jump to dial. There we go. Otherwise, it's going to fall through, and it will copy. Wait a minute. That's a problem. It can't happen. No, this can't happen in next number. Well, actually, no. This bit can. This bit can. This bit needs to happen somewhere else. Actually, no. This whole thing needs to happen somewhere else. This should really happen. No. I think that can happen here, because that's once we've reached the next number. Or whatever. So this would be minus. That would be a minus 9999. But where that goes, we're gonna have to figure out. Hang on, because in song it's doing its test for the kill code. But it's waiting on... Oh, because it's waiting on a next number. So maybe instead of... Okay, here's what we're going to do. So actually, no. This will work. We'll do this. We'll drop that file. So we drop the file. We leave. We hang up the thing. Add 1 to X. Test if it equals 8. If it doesn't, we jump back to dot. Yeah, that was it. It was just one line. It was just one line that was going to throw us out. Yeah. And then it'll send... Oh, wait, because it will... It won't send over a... Because we need to send it... We still need to send it a code, don't we? Actually, here's what we're going to do. If true, we're going to jump to end. And we'll have a mark end. And that'll be its whole, like, just... Well, it'll send this instruction. And then blow itself up. Otherwise, it will copy 9999 over the M register and then jump into dial. Yes, because then we're saying we want that next number. Yeah. Otherwise, we send that to blow itself up. Yeah. And that's solely, like, it's kind of unnecessary because, again, it's sitting in our host. It's solely so that it breaks the loop. Otherwise, that loop will run indefinitely and it will never, like, finish the test. Okay, so we're going to do that. And that'll send that and then go... Yeah, okay. So let's test that. Let's slowly work our way through it. So we do this, and then it sends over and it's dialing a phone number. Oh, cool. There's a little phone number right here. Okay, 4729. What's that? 3. Connected to hosts. Uh-oh. Okay. So, it didn't send over... Oh, that's right. I totally forgot to do this. Yeah. We need to send over a like get in there code, which I was like, yeah, we'll do that later. We'll do that later. And I was like, no, yeah, now we need to do it. Completely spaced on that one. Okay. Let's see. If x equals 0, otherwise it will, well, we can do the drop here, and then we're going to copy 9999 to m, or, I mean, I'm just going to do it, I'm going to do it this way, just because that makes more sense in my head. It makes, it doesn't matter, it's either or, but like, in my mind that makes sense. It's like we're still doing stuff with the file before, like, we're still doing phone number stuff, and then once we're done with all the phone number stuff, then we drop the file. Yeah, okay. And that's now waiting for that code, which it will, yeah, okay. So that should now work. So it's gonna send that through, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then 0, and then it copies over. It's received its code, it's ready to now start sending stuff over, grabs that file, and then just starts copying. Oh, no, that's working. That's working. Is it? Is that working? Oh, yeah. Is that technically working? Oh, I see. There's just a lot of extra. Yeah. Okay. Right. And this doesn't have quite as much. Yeah. Okay. Dial. So we've closed the connection, and then oh, yep, that's a problem. Ooh, that is a problem. I totally forgot that Eggs is using a text register, like, all the time. So having a counter there is literally not going to work. Ooh, that's a bug. That's a big bug. So then, how do we know if we've done it 8 times? Well, we can just put that on here, because we just test. Oh, yeah, we're also, because we keep picking up and dropping the file. Oh, that's a problem. That's something I totally forgot, because we keep dropping and picking up the file. It works for this one. Yeah. Yeah. You saw that one coming and you're like, I'm just going to wait for John to catch up with this one. Yes, I see the ginormous gaping flaw in my code now. Yeah. Yup. Okay. So, right. So here's what I'm going to do. This is like not going to work, so I'm just going to ditch them. And you might be like, oh my god, but you could have totally salvaged your code. I know, but like, this is like fresh slate. Fresh slate, because we're going to go with, Exa is going to handle the phone numbers. So it's going to grab, not grab, it's going to grab, yeah. Well, no, I couldn't test for the end of file because I still need to figure out how to like move to the next number, because I still need to drop the file to pick up this file to change it. That's still like, and I'll still need another Exa to send over this, unless I bring that file with me instead of this file. So instead of holding the phone book, what if I held the song? And have a separate, and have this just be a phone book, like have a separate phone book Exa. Because this is the one we really need to keep track of. This one we don't need to keep track of. Like, we actually want to drop and pick this up again constantly. That's kind of the best way to do it. But that adds a lot of cycles, because we would need to like drop it and pick it up, and drop it and pick it up. Yeah, no, absolutely. I do want to get there myself. Yeah, but I'm glad you've got a solution. Like, I'm glad you've thought of something. That's cool. Let's see if I can get there. So here's what I'm thinking of. I'm thinking that Exba is going to handle the phone book. We're going to leave the phone book in the host because we want to keep track of where we are in the phone book. And once we reach the end of the file, you're gonna throw some ideas at me. All right, while you're doing that, I'm just gonna like list out what's in my head. I'm thinking we grab the phone book because we need to keep track of where we are in this. And once we reach the end of this file, we know we're done. File 300, we want to constantly go back and forth through this, like just kind of constantly. But I suppose what I could do is bring them both into here. I've done like cycles with doing counters tied to cycles, and I've never been able to get the timings right. Is the problem because anyway. Oh, cycles as loops. So what do you mean? Like a whole loop happens in one cycle? Is that what you're saying? No, yeah, I'm not fully understanding what you're saying there, Tetris. Unless, wait, hang on. Your cycle is the number of turns it takes your exes to complete the task. Okay. Yeah, that's all right. Yeah, there's a bit of a barrier there. That's all right. Don't worry about it, dude. But here's what I'm thinking. Okay, here's what I'm thinking. New plan. Exba and both Exa and Exba are both going to enter here. But only Exa is going to come in and out. Because here's the thing. Exba can dial the number. You can have a loop with a counter. Yeah, no, I was thinking about that. Oh, I see, like a whole separate loop for... Yeah, okay. That's all right. I already ditched all that code. We're writing fresh. We're starting fresh. We're writing fresh code. So what we're going to do is Exa is going to be handling the song. So they're going to grab 300. Exba. Yeah, all right. Well, write it out in chat. If you've got an idea of some code to write, like, go for it. I'm just gonna keep going with this though while we do that. So Exba is going to grab 301, and then they both. Yeah. Oh no, I did that. Yeah. Copy 11 to T register. Yeah, do stuff. Yeah. I did that. Yeah. To know when we reach the end of a phone number. Yeah, I did that before. Yeah. Now I understand what you mean. Yeah, no, I did that before. And I'm going to do that exactly again for the phone number. But what the problem was is that I kept dropping this file so that the file header, the seeker, was always going to start back here instead of on the next line, which means I would have had to have like added 11 and stuff like that. And given that the person that held this number had no idea where in like among which, well, yeah. It would have made our test for ender file wouldn't work. No. I still have to test for 0 because I'm doing a countdown timer from 11 to reach the end of a number and then say, okay, we've dialed the number, go and do your thing. We still need that. But then by keep continuously holding the file, we can test if this is at the end of the file. And if it's not, no? Is that not what you mean? Because that's what I was doing. Like, if we're at 0, it goes 11, 10, 9, 8. Okay, hang on. Let me write it out. Let me write it out. I'll make it clearer in text. Like, I'll just write out the code. So we've grabbed it. Link 800. So we're going to copy 11 into X. Oh, wait, what am I doing? Copy 11 to X. Just do that. I'll put 11 in T. No, because the second I test it, it'll wipe whatever's in the T register. It'll just wipe it. It won't retain it through the next loop. So look, we'll do it. I'll show you. We'll see what happens. We copy 11 to T, and then we're going to copy F to dial, and then we're going to see, and we're going to subtract from T1, write that back into T, and then test if T equals 0. And this will cause I think because it'll be false, it'll automatically equal 0 is the problem. Unless you mean instead of yeah, no, I understand what you're saying, but the problem is that the second I test anything, I do any kind of a test, it'll wipe whatever was in T anyway. So I may as well keep it in the X register because T is going to have 1 and 0. Yeah, that was the problem. That was the problem I was going to run into. That's what I'm saying. Like, unless you wanted to count up. No, I'm not entirely. Yeah, I'm really not following. I'm completely lost. All right. Just T jump after. After when? Because like this is got to loop. This is going to loop around. That's the problem. Zero T jump. So wait, test. Wait. So like this test T jump, and like start like that. Is that what you mean? Oh, so just what? So get rid of test entirely. Yeah, okay. So just like that. Okay. When will T-jump work? Well, let's find out. Let's run through it. Wait a minute. So we need to copy 11 to put that back in there. So well, let's go step through. It won't work at all because we need to mark. So where do you want the loop to start from then? Because I'm thinking it'd start from like here. But we could, yeah, I think that's probably the best place for it to start. Yeah, like right there. Okay, well, let's run through this and find out. So we pick up the file, we move over, we copy 11 into our T, we copy our file to dial, we subtract 1 from T, jump back to start. Oh, I see. Okay, so it's just, but so we don't need a T jump, we could just do a jump. But then, I don't know if, oh, it runs out of instructions. Wait a minute. I think I'm starting to see what you're doing. No, yeah, you can't use jump. No, that's what I mean. Like, yeah, I think I'm starting to see what you mean. Okay, so instead of doing a test, when it hits 0, it's just gonna fall through. Wait a minute. If it, okay, wait. If it is actually gonna fall through, let's put in a loop. Just like, let's see if we can get to this step. If we can get to this step, we'll know. So it'll go through 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0, noob. Yes. When it hits 0, T-jump will fail to work. Ah! Yeah, okay. Right. Okay. I see what you mean. Okay, yes. Alright, yeah, that'll totally 100% work. Yeah. So then, well, okay, so that means we can use our X register to keep track of where, well, yeah, loop with the counter without using X and stuff like that. Yeah, cool. But is it worth, keeping track of where we are in the phone book file, like with an X counter, or is it better to just like do a test end of file? Because we have 8 numbers, and we could just do like an X register count up, but that just seems silly. Although see, the advantage of doing a counter in an X register as opposed to test end of file is that a test end of file reads the file, which means we would have to do like a seek -1 to make sure we still get our 4 in our next number. But if we just test X is at 8, it doesn't read the file, so the file header stays where it needs to stay for the next number. I'm pretty sure. I mean, it would have to, right? Well, hang on. Let's do it. Let's see what happens. Test EOF. Well, I'm gonna find out. I'm gonna test it, and if true, jump to start. It's like whatever. I don't care. I just want to see the header move. So it moved over. Okay, so that's going to move all the way over. And then test EOF. Oh, you're right. It doesn't do it. Okay. So yeah, no, test EOF is the way to go, actually. That is 100% the way to go. All right. Yeah, I know. I like to do it that way because I like to see it do every instruction just to make sure that there aren't any other bugs. Because like while we're testing the code, we may as well see if there's any bugs along the way. Because if something breaks before we get to that point, what's the point? And I can kind of see the break happen if I step through it that way. But like if we're doing like a really, really long, like with the Tech Redshift one, I was just like, just skip to here. It's like whatever. But for something this short, it's not that big of a deal. It can happen pretty quick. Okay. So, test end of file. True, jump to an end, which we'll do stuff with later. We're not going to do anything with it now. So we may as well, yeah. Oh, yes, because so we can have it do that first, and then because now we need to send a signal over to Exa to like start doing its thing, which we haven't written any code for like whatsoever. So it's gonna grab the song file. This because Exa's one's gonna go into the radio station. And we want it to like basically drop and pick up because that's just a really nice and easy way of resetting. Yeah. Yeah. What was I doing? Oh my god, I lost my train of thought. No, we're still good. So link 800, and then it's basically gonna wait, I guess. Yeah, it'll just wait for a go code. Like, test if X is equal to 9999. This needs to wait for a go code as well. I'm not entirely sure what you mean, Cedrus. Do you have Google tracking your position and telling you where you have been? I mean, like, do I have location services on and stuff like that? Probably. I don't know. I've been using Google stuff. I've been using Gmail since it was in beta when I was 15. So, like, yeah, probably. Anyway. Yeah, I have an Android phone. So, yeah, probably. Okay. Let's see. Just 9999. True. Just gonna have to jump somewhere. Yeah. Otherwise, it'll. Yeah. I think I had it like turn off those emails because I was like it just got kind of creepy. I was just like, I don't really care. I mean, I don't really care because I know where I've been. I don't need Google telling me that. And it's sort of just like, hey, while we've been spying on you for the last month, here's the results of that report of that spying we did. It's like, thanks Google for telling me I went to the kebab shop 25 times in a month. God, I wish I could go to the kebab shop 25 times in a month. That'd be great. Great for my soul, not for my body. I should say. Yeah. Okay. If it does, it's gonna jump into. We'll make a song thing that'll jump into probably. But if it doesn't, if it gets a kill code thing, we'll have to have it go to like an end, which will have to be, is it wipe? Yeah, wipe, and then halt. But yeah. Little buses or a personal car. Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, we've got a similar, like, sort of, like, system in I mean, it differs from city to city, but, like, in Melbourne, yeah, like, for public transport, we've got this fancy... Actually, you know what? No, let's talk about this, because it is the single stupidest thing my state has ever spent money on. Oh my God, what a complete trash fire that was. Okay, so, back in the day, if you wanted to use public transport in pretty much anywhere in the state, you had to get like a paper ticket. And depending on if you were in the city or the country, the paper ticket was slightly different and they cost different prices. But you, at the end of the day, you still had a paper ticket that you would either show to a physical person or you would slot into a machine and it would like read it and like print on the back of the ticket, here's how many things you've got left. Well, it used to punch holes and then it did some fancy scanny ready stuff later on. It all worked pretty good, but it's kind of like, that's pretty standard fare. And then the state government was like, we're going to go into the 21st century and we're going to use, because basically they looked at what London had, which has the Oyster card, I believe it's called. Is it Oyster? Yeah. And they looked at what Hong Kong had, which was there one called Octopus? Or was it all called Octopus? Were they also on Oyster? I can't remember. But basically, yeah, Oyster. So the state government saw what London had with the Oyster card and were like, dude, that is a sick system because the Oyster card rocks. You can have one card. It doesn't even have to be a card. You can put it in like smartwatches and stuff like that. And this is back in the day when like nobody had a smartwatch and like they were already planning ahead and being like, oh yeah, you can put it in smartwatches, you can put it in mobile phones, you can do whatever. And you just go tap and go and boom, and there's your public transport like sorted. And the Victorian government was just like, dude, that is sick. We want to do that. And the Oyster card people, the people who actually make that system, private company, do kind of like a McDonald's system. It's like a franchise. And you buy a franchise and you say, okay, we want to do that for our city. And Oyster's like, no worries, fam. I got you. Give us like so many $1 million and we'll put it all in and we'll make it all work. And that's like, it's like, okay, pretty straightforward. But the Victorian government got it into their heads. They're like, yo, we could totally save some money if we just did it ourselves. And that sounds and so we could do it ourselves, and then we can sell that system and do exactly what Oyster's doing, and we can compete with them and make heaps and heaps of money for the state. And that sounds like a grand idea. It's really great, except it cost $2 billion to make the damn system. For that same price, We could have put the state of Victoria on its own could have put a rover on Mars for the exact same price. Because there was a Mars rover at the time that was on its way over, and that's how much it cost. It cost $2 billion. We could have a Victorian rover, called it Vicky, sending rock samples back to bloody Victoria, just like, oh look, we're over in Morth Valley. We got a rock. It's a rock. Yeah, $2 billion. No, we couldn't spend a few $100 million and buy the Oyster system, which is sick. And also, there's also like interoperability. Like, you could take your Oyster card, or at least the theory was, you could take your Oyster card and take it to another country that also had the Oyster system, and just keep using your card. Oh, okay. Nope. We don't have none of that. It's all like, no, we haven't got any of that here. No passes or anything like that to use transport. Nope. But that's because it's different state by state and stuff like that. There's a whole bunch of like stuff going on there. But anyway, yeah, that's my gripe with yeah, maybe. But anyway, that's my gripe with by the way, and we called our system Myki, is what it's called. MYKI, which is like a very, it's an apt name because it's a very Silicon Valley, kind of name. Myki. No, MYKI. Like, yeah, I know, right? It's like if you misspell it, it's like, oh, it's my, yeah, that's it, yeah, MYKI, yeah, Myki, that's what it's called. And it was supposed to like blow the pants off of Oyster. It was supposed to like be like your one-stop shop, everything you need to get around Melbourne card. Like, it wasn't just supposed to be for like trains, trams, and buses all over the state. It was also supposed to be like, Myki, that's the joke. But like, it was also supposed to be kind of like a bank card, so you could use it to buy, your fare onto and off of the train and stuff. But like, when you're at a train station, say, there's a little coffee shop there, and you could buy yourself a coffee using your Myki card, was the idea. That never was implemented, ever. Like, to this day, we've had Myki now running for, I think, almost a decade at this point, getting close to it, and that is still like never been a thing. In fact, it was never ever talked about ever again. And on top of that, when it first came out, when they first launched it, so there's two parts to the system. Obviously, there's the card and the card reader. When they first launched it, right, you had the premier of this, basically the head of the state, the premier, like the state leader, and the Myki, I don't know, the face of the Myki people, whoever that company was, standing there with a Myki reader there and being like, hey everybody, here's this sick new public transport thing that we've spent an absolute boatload of cash on, and here's how it works. You take your Myki card and you tap it on the reader. But here's the thing, right? They do that. They get the card and they tap it on the reader. The whole front of the machine falls off. They just tapped it. Like, they just do the little like tap, and the whole front of the machine just went. It just completely fell off, and it was just like bare circuits inside. It just completely failed. I hope there is. I saw it on the news, on the 6 o'clock news, like back at the time. It might be on YouTube. Somebody somewhere has kept that clip, I hope. Because, oh my God, it was funny. Because this was on live television as well. They did... No, it wasn't. Was it live? Yeah, no, they did it live in front of the press. And the press were all like recording it and were like, yep, that's the clip. Like, oh my God, it was a complete fail. And then they were like, oh, we're going to fix this. And then when they finally rolled it out to people and were like, we promise the front of the machines won't fall off anymore. A couple of them still did. But... the other problem is that the Oyster cards, it was just sort of like, boop, boop, and you just go. It's like as fast as that. And the Japanese one, which is Swish, it has a little penguin on it. or at least it did in 2014 when I used it. The Japanese system is literally that fast. Like, you don't even have, you could just wave your card like kind of like this near the machine. You could just be like, yeah, there's the card, and it'll just go boop and let you through. Like, no worries. There was a like, in Victoria though, with the MyKey system at first, what you had to do was, like, if that's the reader, you had to place your card completely right up against it, and then hold it there. And then hold it there, and then hold it there, while the machine kind of like took its time. You know, it would wake up, have a coffee, smoke a cigarette, read the paper, and it was like, oh, you got a card there. Yeah, you're all good, on your way. And then it would go, boop, and then you could go through. Of course, there were several techniques that the local population came up with. Some people thought that was the best way to do it. Some people thought that was the best way to do it. Some people did like a slidey thing on the reader. There was a whole article in the paper about like all the different ways to tap your MyKey to try and get the thing to work. And it was years and years of that until eventually they had to like rip them all out and put in all these new machines. Yeah. No, our one used to take longer than 1 second. It used to be, it would take, honestly, like, you could stand there. I saw people stand there for like 10 seconds. I was pretty good. I always got really lucky, but that's because I understood that it was an RFID system, and like that, where I knew that roughly where the little chip for the RFID stuff was, and where the reader was. So I just kind of held that closest to the center of the thing. So instead of holding it like flat on, I would kind of move it down a little bit to make sure that the reader was like right up against the thing. But even then, even doing that, so giving it the optimal connection, it would still take like 2 or 3 seconds to like beep you through. It was ridiculous. And even now, they've made it slightly better, actually. Now you can like, you don't have to hold it straight up against it. You can get a little bit off. Basically, you can hold it like, you know, a finger, like hold it like in your hand and then put it up against kind of like that with like your fingers underneath, and it'll work. But, oh my God. Yeah. No, that still happens. I didn't even, I just left that bit out of people like just flat out not understanding where to put the card on the machine. Like, yeah, I completely ignored that. Oh, and only now in the last year, I think it was in the last 2 years, you can now you don't need a physical plastic card anymore. Now you can get it on your phone only through Android though, as far as I know. I don't think it works on iOS. And you can have a MyKey card, so to speak, on your phone through Google Pay, and you can just tap your phone instead of tapping a physical card. Yeah. Well, see, they've put the LCD screen now on top of the reader on our machines for precisely that reason. So that, like, yeah, that's it. They've just kind of like went, well, okay, that's what people think, so we're just going to move the LCD screen and make that actually the way you do it. So that's how you do it now with the modern machines. But yeah, that's my rant on MyKey. Like, I think it was a complete waste. I think we should have bought Oyster, because Oyster worked. I don't know. Maybe it'd be a completely different conversation. I might have been like, oh, we should have developed our own. Maybe there's some big problems with Oyster because I've never used it. I've never used the Oyster card system. I've only like read about it. And also keep in mind that like when you read about it, it's like, you know, it's information from the yeah, exactly. You never know unless you try. And the only information I've seen about it is like from the local government and from the company. And of course, they're going to talk it up because they want to encourage tourism. They want people to use their system. So I take what I say about Oyster with a grain of salt. It on paper looks better. But I also have never heard any major gripes about it from people. I've never heard anybody go, Oyster is the worst thing in the universe. So it can't be that bad. Or at a minimum, it had to have been better than MyKey when that first launched. Oof, that was rough. But we own it. It's ours. Yeah, that was like, it's going to take probably a century to pay off, but it's ours and we own it. I think we own it. I don't even know if we do. We might have sold it off to a private company. I have no idea. We have a tendency to do that. So who knows? Yep. I've seen that. I see that, like, people just put it like really close to like the surface of their wallet and then take out their entire wallet and just like do that. Yeah, I've seen that. Yeah. And then sometimes their card won't get read because they've put their bank card too close to their transport card and the two RFID signals are interfering, and so they have to. It's sort of like you could have just walked along, pulled your card out, and go bang. Yeah. Exactly. Right. The interference. That's why I don't do that. I just pull the card out, go bang, and then put the card back. That's why I don't even use my phone for it, because like that would just be like more steps. Because like if I'm like listening to something on my phone, like I use Spotify. I love Spotify. By the way, if you want to listen to our podcast, we're on Spotify. Just totally like check that out. But I'll have like Spotify open, so when I unlock my phone, the first thing that appears is Spotify. And so I would have to like, first of all, I would have to unlock my phone because I've got a pin on it, because that's like good OPSEC. Then I have to minimize that app. Then I have to open up the Google Pay app. Then I'd have to select my key, and then it'd be ready to go. And that's just too many steps to wallet, bang, done. Like, it's just way more efficient, way quicker. Yeah, can't do that. Can't pay with a bank card. Nope. You got to use your MyKey card or your phone. Although, I suppose in theory you could pay with your bank card if you paid with Google Pay. I've no idea. I didn't really read too much into that system because I wasn't particularly interested in it. Yeah, so. But I did see some really cool like MyKey hacks though, because I knew a bloke who figured out where all of the like RFID bits were in the plastic, and he melted the plastic off, and then used like and then integrated the actual circuit itself into a replica sonic screwdriver from Doctor Who. So like when he walked up to the machine, he just pulled out this sonic screwdriver and went and the thing would read it and go yep bing and beep him through. Oh, I see. It's kind of like a credit card thing. Yeah, no, I wouldn't want that. Nah. I like the prepaid system that we've got. That's pretty good. I'm pretty happy with the whole prepay thing. But anyway, you got me distracted talking about public transport payment systems. Oh, I have a lot to say on that subject, but let's get back into solving this puzzle because oh my god, let's do it. I'm pumped about solving this puzzle. Okay, so what was I doing? Okay, so we grab that, and then that was gonna do its dial. That's gonna grab that file, link over, wait until it gets a go code, and then it'll jump into there. I suppose I'm gonna mark this as like go no go because this will just do it. Well, no, I don't see why that needs to be a loop. Yeah, no, it does, because then I can have it go. Just do a test. If x is equal to minus 9999, and if true, jump to end. So that kind of handles that. I don't know how perfect that is. I might come back and modify that later, but like for now, as far as I know, that should work. So once it goes, it'll then have to link 800, and then it'll have to go into like a loop, which will have to be a separate thing again. Well, we'll call that right. But it'll link 800. It'll then copy. Well, actually, no. We won't do it there. We'll do that in its loop. We'll copy. No, because. Oh dear. Yeah, no, because we need it to constantly drop and yeah. So copy F into X. Copy F into T, Maybe this will work. I don't know if this is gonna work. Grab 200. Because okay, hang on a minute. This is what I'm thinking. I'm kind of like figuring it out on the fly here. Wait, actually, because that would also need to be into here. So here's what I'm thinking. Let me just copy X to F. Copy X to F because that's our song artist. Is it? It's in that. Yeah, the song name, the artist name. Yeah. Copy XF, copy XF, and then. Oh, see, I was gonna do the T thing again, but that's not gonna work. So I think I do have to have like drop and pick it up, don't I? Yeah. Well, that's fine. That's totally fine. That's fine. Here's what we're gonna do. We'll just. Oh, wait a minute. No. We have to do it this way because otherwise, how do we work out where we're at the end of this file? The thing you were telling me about, the thing we did up here, this one, where we did it. No, not that one. No, this one here, where we just substituted and did the counter thing. But I can't do that if I've got a word in the T register. I'm pretty sure because that's not going to work. I'm trying to figure out like what the optimal way of copying this is. Yeah. I was gonna like copy. See, I was gonna copy the name of the song into the X register, copy the artist's name into the T register, and then whoops, hang on, that's not right. Do that, sorry. And then copy that, and then like we drop the file, grab the file, and then we copy that, and we just loop that all the way through a file. But the problem is that like it'll just do that infinitely. There's no way to break out of that, and there's no way to like. Actually, no, there is. Oh my god, no, there is. Oh my god, no, I'm being stupid. Never mind. Test EOF. Hopefully this will work. If false, jump to right. Let's see if this works. Hang on, I'm gonna go to here. Oh, something broke. What broke? Why did that break? Oh, because we didn't tell it to. Yep, we didn't give it a go, no go. Whoops. Yep. Test EOF rewrites. Oh, it does. Oh, damn. I was hoping it wouldn't. Well, wait a minute. Oh no, wait a minute. Because remember, we've got it written down. We'll have written it to the file before we test the end of the file. So we can do that and have it wipe that T register. That's totally fine. We just need to... Oh, wait a minute. We can't have it right back to here, though. We got to have it... Because we got to copy it out. We got to seek and copy it back. Okay. Alright, this is cheeky, but we could do it. Okay. This is really cheeky, but we can make this work. Yeah, seek back. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But, like, how do we put that into a... I now need to figure out how to make that a loop. That's the trick. So let's start back up at the dial. Well, okay, first thing we need to do, before we do any of that, none of this is going to go, no matter what we write here, none of this is going to function until we have the dialer tell it to go in there. Yeah. I think that's, yeah, you're right. I think that's the way to do it. Like, if it's false, we'll do a copy jump. Yeah, I think you're right. But before we do that, this needs to do stuff. So it will, because it'll also need to wait until it gets a go code. So we need to, because once it's successfully, well, hang on a minute. Yeah. No, that's fine. Copy. What we were waiting for? 9999. 9999 to M, because that then triggers this to do its thing. And then I suppose we just wait. We just do another go no go. Actually, yeah, that's what we'll do. Hang on a minute. Ah, come on, copy. Select. Oh no. Yeah. No. Oh no, that's not what I want. Select everything, please. Thank you. Just copy that all that over, and then if true, instead of jumping to song, we will jump to start. Or well, actually, I'm gonna call it dial instead of start. But yeah, like that. So yeah, because then it can just sit there on that instruction while this does its thing, and then when it's ready to get the next number, it can send over its the go no go. Okay. So now this code will function. So now we can work on it and actually make it do stuff. Because now will it? Yes. So it will. So now it'll link over. Yes. And then that's going to copy. That's going to copy. It's going to drop that file. It's going to pick up 200. It's going to copy that. It's going to copy that. Yep. Going to test the end of the file, which wipes it, and then it's going to jump back into here. But what we need it to do is, instead of doing that, we need it to, if false, jump to reset. Sort of a thing. Yeah. Oh, wait a minute. No, hold on. Yeah. No, I'm being stupid. Because there is absolutely no harm, while we're holding the file, to seek back. Yes, there is. There is the first time we do it. So we do need a reset. So we'll test that. If false, jump to reset. We're going to mark a reset. Whoops. Reset. Learn to type, John. And then it'll be seek. No, it shouldn't need to. Wait, where's it? Where's the file gonna end? Hold on, let's get to here. Oh, for God's sake! Just bugger off. Leave me alone. Take me to here. Okay. So it doesn't move. Okay, so we do have to seek -1. Copy F into the T register. I just wanted to see where in the file it was when we tested EOF. I was wondering if we needed to seek back or not, but we don't. So it should be fine. We need to seek back in here just to reset it. I just wanted to see if we needed to. I know I completely forgot. EOF doesn't do anything. Doesn't move the header. Okay, so we copy that and then just straight up just jump back into right. Yeah, that's it. That's all that needs to be. Yep. Otherwise, can we do that? Can we do a T jump? Can we do it like that? So if false, it's kind of like an if then else. Can we kind of do that, or does it have to be a straight jump? I mean, I suppose it doesn't matter. If it's true, it falls through anyway, right? So it doesn't matter. We could make it a T jump, or we could make it just a jump. I think it'd work either way. It's kind of irrelevant. So I'm gonna make it a jump just because that makes more sense. That just that's how I've been doing it, and that's just easy for me. So we're gonna jump to next, we'll call it, or next station, we'll call it. But if it is EOF, if it's true, yeah, If it's true, it skips over the false, so it can just go to here. So it'll then just jump into like whatever we tell it to jump into next. But that's yeah. But which remember, see, if it's false, it jumps into reset, which is here, and it does this and then goes back. So it's actually going between these two loops. I thought of that. Yeah, no, I'm gonna grab the file every time because I want to move. I want to be able to delete that file later. I want to leave no trace, and I don't want to like leave it in the first station and then have to redial that first station just to grab the file. I'm going to take it with me from station to station. So yeah. No, we're going to grab that file because it'll do that sort of here. So for next station, it'll grab the file and return is what we want it to do. We'll also get this one probably to hang the phone up. Like it'll just sort of like take the phone out of Exapunks' hand and you're like, hang up. All right, now dial. Is probably how we'll get it to do that. Yeah. So it'll jump to next station. And then in next station, so it does that. It replaces it all. Next station, it's going to drop. It's going to drop what it's holding, so it'll just drop it. It'll grab file. What's the name of the file? 300. And then it will go back, and then it's going to hang up. It'll hang up the modem. Copy -1 to dial, and then it will send its next number signal over. Oh dear. No, that's fine. Because it's gonna do. Wait a minute. How do we? Oh yeah, no. We built that in. Remember? Yeah, we did. Yeah, because we were gonna do that here. Sorry. Hold on. Ugh, I'm all over the code. Oh my god. I'm just like, yeah. Okay. So copy. It'll send its no-go. Why does it need an end? What is... Oh my god, they're both keeping track of it. Ugh. No. No, that's no good. That's a problem. And then that'll do a jump, but like to where... it'll jump to go, no go. That's where it'll go. But we need to test in if it's true, jump to the end where it'll send the kill signal and then halt is like, well, that's gonna be. Otherwise, so but this is always gonna happen. It's always gonna so what? So we don't have this then, actually. What am I doing? Because, yeah, no, this is always going to... Yeah, no, what am I doing? This is stupid. This is too much code. I don't need this. I don't need all this code. I don't need this. Because in go, no go, it's all... It doesn't matter. I just need it to, like, wait, basically. Like, I just need it to, like, copy M to X. In fact, I don't even need to do that. I just need to... Well... Yeah, no, I don't. I don't even need to do that. What I need it to do is, like, do a reset. So, actually, what I'm going to have is a, like, or next number sort of a thing. Next number. And it's going to copy M to X. Well, yes. Well, no, it'll void it. We'll just do void. Because it doesn't matter. We just need to wait for a number. We're not waiting for a specific number. So it'll do that. It'll then we need to reset this, don't we? Yes, we do. So oh, wait a minute. That's right. because this one's holding its phone book. We can just do that, and that'll save us the wipe halt instruction. Or we could have had it wipe, but whatever. This is cleaner, and it means we get to keep that phone book, which is nice. And given that it's all one instruction, it becomes either or. Okay, so we void, and then we need to copy. I don't want to write copy 11 to T again. So, hang on a minute. I suppose I have to, just because that's not going to do it. Yeah, so, I mean, I could probably make it cleaner, but whatever. And then just jump into dial. And then I can just do that again. All right. And then, because this is really determining if we're at the end of the phone book. Oh, wait a minute. That's a problem. Because what if we reach the last number? It'll bottom out. And it'll reset the register. Let's just see what this does. Let's see if we can actually get to here. Oh, and there's where it broke. Okay, so where'd it break? Oh no, it didn't break. Did it not break? It did break. Something broke. No, did it not? No. Oh, I'm pressing the wrong button. I'm pressing caps lock, not tab. So did it not break? Did it work? Get out. No, it didn't work. Oh, okay. But it didn't work the way I didn't... Yeah, 7 out of 8, yeah. It broke, but not the way I thought it was going to break. I thought it was going to go through every station and then want to go through it once more. Yeah, I think the counter's wrong. But, yeah, okay. Hang on a minute. Let's go back to here. So, what's Exa doing? It's waiting for a kill code. But that's reached the end of its file. Oh! It's testing for the end of the file before sending over the go. So it's not doing this last thing. That's its problem. This is happening before this. So it tests if it's at the end of the file and it goes, yep, I've done every number in here. So yeah. Yeah. So I guess what we need to do then, actually, I think to fix it is to just do, if we go, okay, so we do that, and then it dials that number, and then it falls through, and then it'll just send over and say, yep, you're good to go in. Then it tests for the end of the file, and then it goes, okay, and then it goes to here, and then that can just sit in the M register until it's good and ready to get its next. Oh no, they're gonna get clogged up. The M register is gonna get clogged up, I think. Hang on, let's see what happens. Hang on, I'll go to here. Okay, and then it's getting, yeah, okay, so that's kind of fixed that, and now it's sitting here waiting to send over, yeah, that instruction, and then it's gonna, yeah, so that's just gonna do its right thing, which is fine. So that's all working. Drops, grabs 300, goes back, hangs up the phone, see, and then it's gonna copy over, and now they're both clogged. Yeah. Okay, that's, yeah. Maybe instead we do maybe we just add a little extra thing. So instead of doing it here, it just goes into go no go, and the first thing it does is it goes, okay, cool. Is it true? Well, actually, you know what we're going to do? Here's what we're going to do. I'm going to move this. We're going to check for the kill code first. Otherwise, it doesn't matter. It can send anything. We don't have to have it jump now. We can just do this, and it'll because that's all we're really worried about. Otherwise, we're going to copy this number to here for it to send its next number. But this is going to happen first. So this won't happen unless... This will happen only if there's no kill code coming through. That should work. I think that's fixed it. Let's try it. Okay, let's see if we can get back to here. Nope, something broke. Something broke. Copy 999M. Yes. What's... Oh, it ran out of instructions. Oh, something... Oh, the exa broke. Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. Wait, why? Hang on. Is it copying... No, it's not copying -9999 ever. So... Yeah, it gets to here. Test if it is, but it isn't. So it sends 999 over. Oh! Oh, of course, because we're voiding that next number. And it's going to dial a number, and that's going to... Yep. Yep. Okay. So... We don't want it to void it then. We actually want that... We want to see if it is a next number situation, I guess. So then if it's anything... Okay, so instead of voiding it, because we actually do want to, so maybe we just copy it into the X register, and then we'll just do a test if, well, no. I think we can just do a straight test. Test if M is equal to, because it'll still wait, and that'll still hold fine. Test if M is equal to 9999, and if false, jump to end. It doesn't really matter. That might work. Maybe. It still might break. Yep, it broke again. Where did it break? So exa ran out of instructions. Okay, so I suspect it was this that broke it. So it tested. Yeah, because it didn't... Wait, did it not receive an instruction? And that, therefore, it went... There's nothing there? No, it's copying. So it is. It's sending it over. Yep, but it's... No? Okay, so it's... Oh! Right. I think our order... the way information's moving is slightly out of order. Yeah, because that's sending a next number when we don't want it to because we're still doing stuff. So that can't be there. That's what's screwing it up, I think. Yeah. So maybe test EOF. You know what? Maybe it's got to go here. So we test for the... So before we go into the next station... No, hold on. You can just, yeah, drop 300, link -1. You can just go in here, I think. No, wait a minute. No. Not there. We want to hang up the phone first. So we hang up the phone, then we do it. Then we go to go, no go. And then this is testing for that next number. But it doesn't matter what the number is. We can still void it. That should work, I think. Yeah, okay. So now it's tested for the end of the file. And then it's waiting to send a kill code. But this is now doing its thing first. Oh, but it's going to get clogged. It's going to get clogged. Oh, dear. Okay. So... Yeah, okay. Well, actually, no, wait a minute. I just add another void. Maybe that's how I fix it. Yeah, because we don't care what it sends back. We're just going to... Yeah. So that should now work. So it's come back. And this is going... It's going to do its thing. All the way along. And then it's going to do its thing. Hang up the phone. Send over its, hey, we're ready to go. It's just going to throw it away because it doesn't care. It's sending over the kill code. And then it's going to go away and go... And then this is going to do its check, which it did. And it goes, okay, cool. But instead of a wipe... Yeah, that worked, but... Instead of a wipe, let's go link -1. Just to make it cleaner, I guess. And so we can preserve the files. Because why not, you know? But I think that'll now work. Yeah. Okay. That's kind of worked. I always want to do it this slow way through at least a couple of tests just to make sure that the whole thing works. If it works through, I think it was like 3 tests. If it's working without breaking, then I'll just fast forward it. So one more test. For this specific puzzle, you mean? Nah. Once this is done, we'll move on to the next one and take a look at it. And we probably won't solve it today because I'm gonna jump off stream in about half an hour. But we'll take a look at the next one and that'll be our like one to grow on. You know, like that'll be the one that I can sit and like kind of ponder in my brain. Until tomorrow, until the next stream. Or it'll be like a super straightforward, yeah, that's test 4, so that we're all good to go. So we can just fast forward through this. Although, we've done pretty good. Look at that, 49 out of 100, size-wise. Like, yeah, we put up a score. Okay, that's not bad. I'm pretty happy with that. Like, I don't mind that we're not running right on the edge over here. Although, apparently a lot of people, for their cycles, are, like, really low. I don't know how they're doing that, but, like... Size-wise, you know, I mean, cycles-wise, we're kind of like in the bell curve, so that's fine. Same with size, we're a little bit ahead of the peak. And then for activity, we're like right on the money. And like, I suppose that's because you could probably make this lower, but at the cost of making size and cycles higher. So I think, yeah, that's the most elegant activity way of doing it. Well, no, I could save it. I could just have them both wipe and halt, and I could save easily 2 activities. Like, easily save them. I really could. I could just have them both wipe at the end, and then run out of instructions, and that'll save 2 But who cares? Like, I go from 20 to 18. Like, I don't really care that much. All right, let's see what Ember wants. That was surprisingly easy. Oh, you really think so? You really think that? Oh, my God. Did you not just see me sit... All right, Ember. All right, yeah, okay. People are requesting the single, humming it to themselves, buying the album. Cool. At least our solution worked. Just because they've heard it before. Yes, that's true. That's typically how that works. Is that really all it takes? Let's see. Maybe it was a good song to begin with. I'm sure the reality is more complex. Mass media is a sham. I'm going to take the safe route. Maybe it was a good song to begin with? Just be like... I guess that could be true. Girl, you need to get a clue. I just can't not get over you. Wow, that's a hard line to sing. Oops, I guess it is pretty catchy. Alright, ooh, and then we got 2 more. Oh, and we got some more text down here. I'm hungry. You're always hungry. What do you expect us to do about it? Someone should invent food you can just eat. Isn't that what food is? I mean, like, you can just put it in your body, like a pill or something. Yeah, a food pill. That would be rad. It sucks having to stop to eat all the time. Well, see, that's a difference of opinion, I guess. Although that being said, though, like my dad and my sister both hold the same opinion. They're both like, if we could just like take one pill and like then be good for food for like a day or a week or a month or whatever, like they would totally do it. I hold the opposite opinion. It's funny. I wouldn't classify myself as a foodie, but I would say I'm someone who likes to eat. Like, I'm definitely someone who likes to eat, and I've got the gut to show for it. I take food pills. They're called. Yes. Oh yeah. No, I do love me some good snags for sure. Oh mate, make a Bunnings run, get yourself a snag every time. That's the food pill you need for sure. Although even then, I wouldn't like say I take it strictly as a food pill because I have the bread, which is like, okay, whatever, that's your delivery system, so who cares? But like, I'm always putting on. I'm a tomato sauce and mustard guy. I don't like onions on my hot dog, and there's a reason for it. It's not that I don't like onions. I like onions, but for me, I only want like a sprinkling of onion, like a little bit of onion, not a lot of onion. Most people are just like, you know, the Ron Swanson meme. They're like, give me all the onions you have. Wait, I don't think you heard me. Give me every onion you have. Like, I'm not about that. That's funny. You don't like the McDonald's onions? I actually like the McDonald's onions. That being said, though, like your mileage may vary from country to country. So maybe in Australia they're good, maybe in other places they're not. I don't know. I know that like the burgers between like the Big Mac here and the Big Mac in America are different, taste different because of like different cooking methods and stuff. Oh yeah, they absolutely are, and I suppose that's why I like when you're using like real onion. I like only a little bit of onion, but the amount of like they'll put in a regular amount of onion in a McDonald's burger, but that onion is like weak sauce. So I suppose that kind of where the balance is out is like I like a hint of onion, not like a lot of onion. And I get that I'm weird and different like that. Like most people I know are like, no, just like absolutely like ruin me with onion, and I'm not about that. Well, let's have a look at this next. Let's have a look at this next solution. Emerson's Guide, Street Smarts GIS database. Give the convenience store a higher rating, a high. The John.exe is not responding. Give a convenience store a high rating in a prestigious restaurant guide. Oh my god! Oh my god! Are we gonna do the shed? Is this the shed? Is this the shed gimmick? Oh my god! Yes. Oh, I love this. I love the plot for this one already. All right, what do you got to say about this one, Ember? Theory: the inconsistency of ratings depends on context. The shed in Dulwich. I tried to remember the name Dulwich. That's I was going to say Suffolk, and I'm like, why? The shed in Dulwich. I'll tell that story in a minute. Theory: the inconsistency of ratings depends on context. We made a hit by picking a generic pop song and artificially boosting its exposure. But there are other domains where this isn't possible. For example, you couldn't change people's behavior by giving a last stop store a five-star rating in a restaurant guide. Oh, darling. Oh, Ember. Oh. No, yes, you absolutely can. Yeah, well, I don't know about a servo, but like, yeah, you can. You kind of can. Yeah, you can, and I'll tell that story in a minute. That would be ridiculous. You never know. I'm gonna go with you never know because like I know you can do it. This is why we need to experiment. Yes, let's experiment. Oh my god. Okay, let's have a read through of this and then I'll tell the story. Okay, each host contains a list of restaurants and their ratings. Okay, all right, so that's each of the hosts from 1 to 5 stars. Right. Locate the entry that corresponds to the last stop on Eddy Street and change its rating from 1 to 5 stars. The name of the target restaurant and its location within the GIS grid is available in file 300. Right. Oh, I see. So we don't have to change every single file. We just have to change. Yeah, right. Okay. The first coordinate is the number of times to move east, while the second coordinate is the number of times to move north. Positive or south negative. Okay. Ooh. So movement's going to be tricky, but getting that isn't going to be hard. Finding it's not going to be hard. Replacing it's probably not going to be too hard. But I think the real trick is going to be in movement. Yeah. Okay. For more information, see Network Exploration, Geographic Information Systems in the second issue of the zine. I don't think that's going to give me any more information because... Oh, yeah, no. Okay. I suppose it isn't hard. It's just we're going to have to write a lot of code is the thing. Because we would need an east and a west. But given that we can do we can do each one individually. So let's say we'll do how many times we need to do north or south first, and then we'll do east and west next. But the way I figure it, just for the sake of just visualizing it, we'd have to have a mark north, a south, and then an east and a west type of a thing is kind of how we would have to do it, I reckon. Just sort of thinking about it, it'd be like that. And then each one of these will have its own loop for how many times we need to move in that direction. And then before we have any of that, we would need a figure out which one is which. Not which one is which, but we would have to have a okay, are we moving north or south? Are we moving east or west? Type of a gimmick. And then each one of these, north is link 801, and so you would have link 801. T do the T register gimmick again like we did in the last one, and you do that for each one, sort of a thing. Is what I think. Do you know how this type of movement works? That's my best. The way I explained it, that's the way I understand how this type of movement works. Just to kind of work out which is which, and then you can run it this way. I'm not too worried about adding stars. I think that's going to be pretty easy. Looks like you only go east and never west. Well, that's in this test, though. Oh, wait a minute. The name of the first coordinate is the number of times moved. Oh, you're absolutely right. You never move. So, wait a minute. So then we're never... So wait, that's north. Never... Oh, wait a minute. Okay, so we're never going... That makes sense. That absolutely makes sense. Okay, because that's north. I was thinking that's north, but it's not. That's north. You're right. So you're gonna so your starting position is going to be here. So we wouldn't do a link 800 and then start our loops. No, you don't do that. You start from this position. Would you? Yes, I think so. You go X then Y. Yeah. But I thought this way was X and that way was Y, but no, that way is X and this way is Y. Yeah. Goals not... Oh, I see. It changes that file there. Right. Okay. Yeah. It's hard because I can't move my mouse to where it is on the screen. But if you look at this file here, when I click show goal, it changes. So I think that's the file that needs to get changed. Yeah. Okay. So then, okay, you're right. So we don't need a west. We just don't. But we still need a north, a south, and an east. Yes. Yeah. That'll be, so that's the file we need to change. But you can look at every other file. So you can look at each other file in other directories. But they just don't have any information that we want. Oh yeah, right. Yeah. So we're adding a bunch of asterisks along to represent stars. Yeah. That's not, again, like I said, that's not the hard part. Although No, it's not, because it doesn't matter how many stars are in it. Like even if it's 1 star every time, I'm just gonna set 1 star to 5 stars. Exactly. Yeah. But the way I would do it is I would like look for this name, and then once we found it, we would just go asterisk, 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 like 5 times instead of 4 times. Because I mean, what's the difference is going to be what? 20, 30 cycles? Like, who cares? I could have it go sig +1 and then do it, but like even then it's nah. That's just more. That increases our size. Then we're trading size for cycles, and I'd rather have cycles be higher than size. Okay. Well, let's get this one started, but I don't think we're going to finish it today. But before I do, right, the shed in Dulwich. I was going to tell the story. So I don't know if this game. When did this game come out? 2018. Ooh, I think this game came out before it happened. Hang on, let me do a real mega fast Google search just to make sure my dates are correct. Let's see, shed in Dulwich. Yeah, the shed at Dulwich, whatever. But when did this happen? That was... Oh, no, it was. It was before the game came out. So they might have put this in... So, okay. But it happened in 2017. So they were probably in the middle of making this game, but they might not have... They may have based the puzzle on that story, or they might not have. But anyway, basically there's a real-world example of this, of this thing kind of happening. But it wasn't through hacking. It was through basically gaming the website. So there's the website... You know about the website TripAdvisor. And it's like a ratings website, and you can go to and say, I went to this restaurant, it was very good, 5 stars. Or I went to this hotel, it was very good, 4 stars. You know, I went to this coffee shop, it was the worst coffee I ever tasted, 1 star. And then like people will put on their blackboards, come and try the coffee one lady on TripAdvisor said was the worst coffee she'd ever had in her life, and things like that. And apparently, in England, TripAdvisor is what people use. Like, that's like there's a whole bunch of websites that do this, but like TripAdvisor is like the one that people in England like to use. So, yeah, you remember the shed at Dulwich. I'm going to tell it for everybody else. So basically, there was a guy, Uber Butler, and he, back in the day, before he became like a writer for Vice, he used to like get paid to write fake reviews for TripAdvisor to like artificially boost people's like 5-star ratings. And so he figured, instead of doing it for other people, what if he did it for himself and made his back shed the number one highest rated restaurant on TripAdvisor without ever having served a single customer. And he got like, basically he wrote some fake reviews under fake names. He got some mates to do it as well at different times, and basically like gamed the entire system so that it became the number 1 restaurant in London. And like, even before he got to the number 1 spot, when he entered the top 10, he started getting phone calls from people wanting to make bookings and stuff. And of course he had a burner phone for it. And then he opened the restaurant for one night. And he just went, we have to do it at least once. So for one night, people came to the shed at Dulwich without not knowing where they were going. They would get told the address was like at the end of the street, and then someone would meet them at the end of the street, put blindfolds on them, and then walk them through to the house, through the side path to get into the garden to where the shed is. And it was all outdoor, like patio furniture. And they got served like cheap microwavable meals and stuff like that. And at the end of it, people still were like, I'd like to make another booking. And he made it like fake super exclusive. Like he basically just picked, I think, the first like 6 people on the list and just called them back and were like, here's a booking. And then he wrote it up and did a video about it all and everything like that. And yeah, he had the number 1 highest rated restaurant on TripAdvisor for like, I think it was like 2 or 3 days, was his back shed. And that's basically what we're doing here. We're gonna do it the Exa way. We're gonna hack in and do it. Yeah. Oh my god, the Shattered Dulwich story is one of my favorites, though. Holy damn! It's just sort of like it just kind of exposes like the stupidity of that whole system, of like how easy it is to game it. If one guy and a few friends can do it, yeah, it's crazy. So let's do that right now and just expose just how silly the whole system is. Let's see. So, first thing we're going to want to do, is get our information. So we want to grab 300. And then how do I want to approach this? I suppose the first thing I want to do is actually copy the. I want to get the coordinates before I get the name, because the name we don't need the name until we're like ready to move out into the grid. But I suppose we can hold on to the file. We don't need to drop the file. No, we'll just do what we did in the last puzzle and take it with us. Yeah. So we need to grab the file anyway. We just need to grab it. We do. And then what we're going to do is we're going to seek one, because we're going to move over like to here, because we're going to handle, well, let's do that coordinate first. And then we're going to copy that into the T register. Let's do this. We'll do the T register gimmick that we learned in the last one. Oh, whoops. We need to copy F to T. Sorry. Yeah, we need to copy what's there into the T register. And then it's going to sit on this, which is great because that's what we're going to want afterwards. Because we don't need this for a while. So let's handle these and then we'll just sync back to this. That'll be fine. Okay. Yeah, just never P in the T. Yeah. All right. So now that we have that coordinate, we need to figure out what we're doing with it. And I think, hang on. So what was the first coordinate is the number of times to move east. Oh, okay. So actually, no, we don't need to do anything with it. Well, hang on a minute. Is it always going to be a positive number? Yeah, it's always going to be a positive number for how many times to move east. That makes sense. So actually, let's grab this. And we're going to bring that over to here. Okay. So moving east is like really, really simple. Is east not always a positive number? Oh, wait, are we technically counting 0 as not a positive? Oh, I see what it's doing. Yeah, okay. All right, buddy. Yeah, technically 0 isn't positive. You're right. You're absolutely right. But it's not giving us a minus, but it is giving us a 0, which means should we move over before we start? Because is it going 0, 1, 2, 3? Well, hang on a minute. If it is, then the highest number we should ever get is 3. If we get 4, no, we're getting a 3. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. Just to make this easy as... No, what am I doing? That's stupid. No, we don't have to do that. Well, okay. We got two ways to approach this. We could add 1 to the T register just to account for 0 for our countdown, or we could just link 800 over to here and we always start from here instead of always starting from here. It kind of doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. Yeah, we may as well link over. We may as well. Just yeah, why not? And then what we're going to do is we will... wait, no, what are we doing? Oh, God, how did I do this again? I'm going to go back and look at the other one real quick. I'm just going to go back and look at the other one, like, just real fast. How did I do it? Right. Yeah, okay. Yep, that's how... Yep. So, okay, so... we're gonna damn it! Oh my god! I completely forgot. Not bad. It's a lot of movement for these times. Okay, so wait, how did I do it? So we copied that. So we did something, then we subtracted, and then if we true. So, well, I don't want to do that. I suppose what I want to do is, well then no. So we're not. We're going to start. No, because we'll always move at least once. So we will have to start from here. So even if we accounted for 0. Yeah, literally, yeah, walks to your grocery store. Yeah, I'm exactly the same way. Yeah, where it's like all the walking I'm doing at the moment is just going to the grocery store. Yeah, I feel that. Okay, so we're going to link 800, and then we're going to subtract from x1. No, not from x. T1, write that back into T. And then we're going to do a T jump to east. Okay. Then it's going to fall through. And once it reaches the right spot, I hope. Hold on. Subtract. No. Nope, that's no good. Nope, that is no good. So if I do it that way, because we need to account for 0. Wait a minute. No, we don't. Wait a minute. Hold on. I'm just going to do this one and see if that puts us in the right spot. Nope. Wait, why is that doing that? Why are you doing that? What the heck? Hey. Grab it. Seek 1. Copy that. Link 800. Subtract. Jump over. Why is it jumping north? Oh! You fool. Oh my god. No, we do. Oh, we do have to link 800. Oh my god, because east never is 801. Okay. Yeah. Alright. So we do. So this is our starting position. Yeah. Okay. So then link 01. Boom. And east. Link 01. Then. Yeah. Okay. Yes. Alright, so that works. Yeah. So we don't have to add any numbers or anything to account for 0. That's fine. Okay. Wait. What's happened? What's going on? What's wrong? What's not cool? What, the way I wrote this out? I thought that was all right. I just realized that I'd stuffed up. Oh, yeah. But I think that's what they want you to do, is they want this, they want to basically let you know this is where you're going to start, and this is where, like, this assumes that you're starting here, not here, I think is the idea. So, like, yeah, I think it wants you to do that, yeah. But it did mess me up. Like, it really should be, that should be 800 and so on. But, like, yeah, whatever. Like, that's part of the puzzle. It's just sort of like, you got to pay attention to the details, you know? Okay. But once we've done that, I can go back to here now, because now we know that's going to work. So once we go through and well, actually, no, wait, I don't know if it's going to work. Let's see what it does with the 0. So we move over, we subtract 1, and it's going to keep, yeah, because it's at a -1. Okay, that's a problem. Yeah. Yep, that happens a lot, where you'll be like, oh, wait a minute, there's this small little detail, and it completely messes it up. All right, I'm going to get east working, and once we get east working, then we're going to stop, because we're kind of coming up on time. So the problem is, see, look here. So I've just, like, in test 1, this works. But in test 2, it's 0. We actually want to modify this file here. But if we do that and -1, we end up with that. And that's a problem, because it'll call that true, because it's not 0 for some. It's not. Yeah. So, and then it'll just do that forever. Yeah. So we need to for some reason it's not accounting for the negative. And I don't know how to fix that. I suppose what we could do is actually move this around. So here's what we're going to do. We can do this. We move it around. And what we're going to do is copy F to T. And then we're going to add 1 to it. So 0 then becomes a 1. But then we subtract it. We jump both. And that, let's try it and test one where we have a number at all and see if that actually works. So 1 becomes 2. So it takes it away. And that puts us in the right spot. Well, right-ish. It puts us in the right spot eastwise is all I care about. Yeah. So let's do this on a more definitive test. So I know on this one, we want to end up here on our east. Yes. Link ID not found. What are you talking about? What do you mean link? Oh, okay, because I can't move any further over. Ooh. No, that's a problem. No, that's not going to work. Because if there's still stuff in the register, it's going to go and blow itself up. Because it'll go, I can't go any further east. And it's like, yes, you're absolutely correct. So actually, well, hang on a minute. Actually, maybe we just do this. Well, no, this isn't going to work either, because it'll just do it. It'll just do it straight off the bat. Okay, hang on. Let's just get rid of that then. Let's just go back to this, because this kind of works. What if we put it in the X register instead of in the T register for now? Because we'll do a test if it's 0. Because if it's 0, we can just do that and skip over all the East stuff. Because, no. Or we could put it in the East stuff. Like if it's 0, because this is where we want to be, and then we want to move like north or south, like we could just put that straight out the gate. Like we could just say, is X equal to 0? If it is, then you're just going to skip everything else. Otherwise, you can jump back over. But just that feels less elegant. But I'm trying to account for this test here. Like, how do we account for a 0? Because with every other number, like with anything other, like even a 1, what we've got here works, but it doesn't work with 0, and that's a problem because that's 0. Yeah. And it sucks that East is 801 here, but it's 800 here. That's really grinding my gears. How do we account? I think we just have to do it. I think we just have to do a test. We have to do a test for 0. But it means we can't do it in T. We've got to copy F to X, then move over, and then we'll test if X is equal to 0. And if it's true, we're just going to jump into, I don't know, well, not north or south first. We'll call this mark, I don't know, up or down. We'll call it up, down, or whatever. Like it literally doesn't matter for now. It's got to jump into which way am I going, north or south. So it'll go into up, down, so to speak. Otherwise, it'll move over and do its thing like this. Can we do it this way? Will this even work? Probably not, but let's see. Well, okay, whatever. So, yeah, because we're in that test. Let's see if that works with a number. Sorry. Doesn't. So we'll skip over that. So it moves over. It subtracts. Yeah, okay, because it's not... Yeah. Yeah, it has to be... This has to be a T register for this to work. Maybe. No, because I don't want it to do that either. So... Oh, wait a minute. What am I doing? What am I doing? What am I doing? Copy F to X. If it's true, it'll jump into up down. And then what we'll do is in up down, we'll just put a... Oh, no, that's not going to work. That's not going to work. I was thinking like we could just test it right here and now. And otherwise, we'll just move what's in the X into the T register and just like move on with our lives. But that's not going to work. Because I thought we could just completely skip east if it equals 0. How to do this, how to do this, how to do this. Copy after X. So we need, we still need to copy where we copy it. We test if it's 0. Maybe we go straight to up, down. Otherwise, copy X to the T register, link 800, and just move on with our lives. And that can be a, for now. That'd work. That'll kind of work. So we'll copy it over. Test if it equals 0, which it doesn't. So we're going to skip over it. We're going to copy it into the T register. Then we're going to move over, as we should. Then we move over to here. Okay. Now let's go over to test 2, where we know that's a 0, so it should just skip it completely. Yep. But we're not linking before we do that. So, well, actually, no, what am I doing? So then instead of having it happen here, we can have it happen, copy F to X, link 800. In fact, it literally doesn't matter. We always have to start here. So we always have to link over no matter what. So even in this one, we link over. Then we can do all of our copying and working out where we're going. And then we can do a link over, subtract, check it for where we are. Yep, that worked. So, and then for 0, we do our link over. We check if we're at 0. We are. So we skip over east and we just start doing our up and down gimmicks. There we go. That's all it was. We just needed to move our link over. That was it. And then, hang on, let's test it on test 3 to make sure that it works on like basically all of it. And that goes over. It does its thing. It then checks for its stuff and it goes, no, it's not 0. So then we just move that into the T register and we just start having a gimmick with it. And we know we're in the right spot. Okay. I think that's it working. Yeah, okay. So, cool. So that's east working. And then we'll have to figure out how do we move north and south, but we're going to do that another day, I think. That'll be our like one to grow on. Actually, before I do though, because I want to make sure that I've got bloody north and south, because that's east. Mark 800 is north, and mark south will be link link 802. That's not where they're going to stay. It's just so that we know what north and south is, so I don't confuse myself in the future. Yes. Okay, cool. Actually, you know what? Because I know myself, I'm gonna leave a note for myself as well. Note: no west needed. There we go. That'll probably confuse me even more. Maybe not. I don't know. Like, hopefully that's pretty straightforward for me. Okay. Well, that's where we'll leave it for now. We'll leave it there. We'll come back to this tomorrow at 2 p.m. AEST, Australian Eastern Standard Time. I don't know, you'll have to like check for what that is in your region. And by the way, don't forget to check. I'm always doing this. Check us out on Instagram at pint.party. That's where we post when I go live and stuff like that. Or you can just follow the channel. Also, if you want to catch up on like previous episodes of this, like you want to see the one where my brain broke, which is very relevant to like the last episode of the Pint Party podcast. Yeah, well, if you're Cetrus, when you wake up, check Twitch. That's not a bad idea. Yeah. Or turn notifications on, and it'll tell you. Or not. I understand how annoying those things can be. So, like, yeah, that's whatever's best for you, Cetrus. You do that, my dude. You're all good. But if you want to catch up on previous episodes, or if you're just looking to have something on, like, even if you've seen it, but if you're just looking to have something on in the background while you're like working or whatever, if you go to our YouTube channel, which is linked down below on our Twitch page, you can find our YouTube channel, which has all of these stream archives in playlists. So this is in the Gimmickpunk playlist, all the Exapunk stuff. But we've also got a whole playlist on SimCity 2000, where I built a whole city in that called Party Town. It was great. It was a good little series. So you can check that out as well if you're looking for something else to watch in the meantime. Also, down below as well is the link to our podcast, which is on Spotify. It's on Apple Podcasts, everywhere you like to listen to podcasts. A new episode came out, honestly, 2 days ago, and it was recorded the day after my brain broke from playing Exapunks. And it's cold. We had a real cold streak here in Melbourne as well. So between the weather, my brain being broken, and like being cooped up in my house, I was kind of like dead. So like I don't talk a lot in that episode, but like when I do, it's pure insanity. I've just completely lost my mind that day. But we talk about sport, talk a lot about sport, and we talk about fashion in that particular episode. It's not always like that every episode, but in that episode it's about sport and fashion. In a very humorous way, I want to say. So by all means, please check that out. What else is there? There's a Twitter at Pint Party as well. Follow us on Twitter as well if that's how you prefer it over Instagram. I understand that. Check us out on YouTube. Did that. If you're on Twitch and you liked what you saw, please hit the follow button to get notified as well that way. I think that's it. Yeah. All right. Well, thank you for joining us. Thank you for tuning in. I'll be back tomorrow. But until then, this has been Pint Party. Cheers.